Hello and welcome. I wanted to see if I could do a sub-zero stealth camp sleeping in a cardboard box. It's been about -2 degrees Celsius the last few days, and tonight is going to be a really hard frost as well. I'm going to have a fire to keep myself warm. Don't worry, I've still got a sleeping bag, I've still got my air mattress, but even so I will be sleeping inside the cardboard box shelter that I'm going to make. I've got about an hour and a half of daylight left, so really I probably should set up the cardboard box first, see if I can get some sort of shelter put up. I can't light the fire until it's dark. I don't want people to see the smoke, so it's going to be a fun one. I'm going to cook some lovely food. Now there it is. It isn't that stealthy with the outside of the box on show. Well, you can see the road's just over there, and you can see that nowadays there's not much foliage on the trees. But people, I don't want to be spotted, so blending in a bit better, a little more stealthy. Yeah, I know it's not long enough yet. I'm going to have to use the remainder of the boxes to try and make it another 2 or 3 feet longer, so that's my next step. It'll soon be dark in the next half an hour, and the temperature is dropping fast. I don't think it's freezing quite yet, but it's getting close to it. So just want to stay warm. I can feel a bit of a chill. Might get a hot drink. I did bring a hot drink actually. Brought my flask, so I'm going to have a hot drink. That's how you stay warm, isn't it? And then I've got a fire. But it's a long time out here. 3:15 in the afternoon, so I've got a long night here. The basic setup. But I've got to stay warm, that's the thing. Can't get the chills. This is a bit of an experiment. Can I stay warm tonight? I know you Canadians will think, well, this is just ridiculous, and this isn't even cold, you know, -2. Could go down lower than -2, but for us, we haven't had this weather for so long that it is a bit of a challenge, and obviously staying warm is very important. I also didn't bring Shiwong. I'm sorry he couldn't come, but I think it was a bit, you know, he's quite young and it's a little bit risky bringing him out on these if it's going to be sub-zero. So next time. So even though my shelter looks like a kennel tonight. So like I said, I brought my flask, nice flask of tea, hot tea. That's nice. It's still hot from about 2 hours ago. I think that's a top tip, bringing a hot flask with you. It'll warm you up. This is probably one of my biggest challenges in terms of winter camping. I'm going to have a lovely fire, and that's going to keep me warm, hopefully most of the night, or at least until late. So I'm looking forward to getting that lit when it's dark. So I'm going to get set up now, get my sleeping bag lofted. What a strange hobby this is. Could be sitting at home, nice and warm and all the rest of it, but I do that every day, don't I? So why not take one night out every week, every couple of weeks, make you appreciate home comforts. Just long enough There you go. Sleeping bag in, bivy bag in the cardboard box. Should get good insulation on this cardboard box. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to be cold in there. Getting ready, woolly hat time. Getting really cold. Still got my flask. Got my gloves as well. It's all about having the right kit, isn't it? These are really good gloves. They're skiing gloves, so keep me warm. Bit of hot tea. Last few minutes of daylight. I'm trying to think about where I put everything. I think I'm going to have the fire here. The reason I'm having it here is because I've got the shelter sort of behind me here to the left. You'll get a bit of warmth onto the side of the shelter, but for my cooking and stuff I'm going to do it all here, sort of not too close to this tree, but everything's really damp anyway. But also I've got the thickest bushes from the road here blocking all the angles, and I've also got my heat shielded surround to put round, which will reflect the heat back and also block out the light. So I think this is the best, this is the most stealthy place to have the fire. I mean, let's be honest, having a fire is not that stealthy by itself, but I don't know how you can do a camp in these low temperatures without a fire, really, at least, and enjoy it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up, I'm just using my firebox, so I'm not going to mark the ground, and I've got quite a lot of wood actually in that other backpack, so I'm going to see if I can burn some bigger pieces, bigger chunks in there. If I can't, I'm in trouble really, but I do have my saw as well. I can saw things up. That will keep me busy. Survival, sub-zero survival. So I'm just experimenting with this heat reflective foil, which is to insulate your house. So I sort of think, you know, if you have something like this, I'm hoping it's going to work. I'm going to create like a fireplace area, but then I'm going to have the firebox within the circle of it, and I'm hoping that's going to block out the light, make it more stealthy, and then reflect the heat back to me to keep my body warm. Because that, after all, that's the main purpose of a fire. So bit of new technology today. Cardboard box tent and this heat wrap, which you can buy. I think I bought this in B&Q. You can put it on your windows, on your doors. It reflects the heat in the summer. I used it in the heat wave, reflecting all the early morning sun. Really worked a treat, keeping the house cool. And you can use it to reflect the heat back in the winter, keeping the heat in the house, particularly at night. You put them on the windows. A lot of van lifers use this sort of stuff. They put it on the windows at night to reflect the heat back into the van. So let's see how this works. Well, I've got the old trusty firebox out again. Looks harder. It's 20 quid I think. It's a couple of years ago now, but it's not much more. Used it, what, you know, maybe 10 times, maybe not quite 10 times, but still going fine. So I'm hoping I can get my logs in there. I think they're probably quite big, but we'll see. But I'm going to start off by using, just to get a bit of warmth, I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. I'm going to light the barbecue pack, just to cook the food using the barbecue pack first. Then I'll use my logs later just to keep me warm and sit around the fire and have this heat reflector. Very cosy with this fireplace. This is just a barbecue pack, so some nice heat already. So I'm really hoping you can't see the fire. You can see it's through thick bush. If you go down, can't see anything at this level. Can't see anything. And I put cardboard as well in the way. But you can definitely smell it. So just hoping they don't twig and they'll be gone. There's definitely a security car there. But from here you can't see anything. I think they might have gone. Let's hope so. It's always just after you've lit the fire, isn't it? And the fire's doing a treat, look at this. Nice and warm here in this fireplace. Okay, so now it's time to start preparing my meal. So I'm doing the foil bake idea. So I'm just going to put everything on top of here and hope it works. With the chicken piece on the top. And then wrap it up. It's very hot already. So that's it, the foil bake. 2 layers of foil. And I've just got my chicken in there and everything. So that should take, what, an hour, do you reckon? Just letting it rest for a little bit. I'm sure it's cooking well. It'll still keep cooking in there. But I need a bit more wood on the fire. I need a bit more heat to warm me up again. Stop it. Got to get a bit more fire going. Make sure I keep a nice clean flame. Yes, it's done. It's cooked, perfectly cooked. So I'm going to serve this on the day tripper plate. I think I'm just going to eat it in the foil like that. Potatoes, lovely done. Mushrooms, got peppers, some beans in here, some chicken breast. Perfectly cooked. A bit of garlic sauce on there. This is an artichoke. Slightly overdone. Like a roast dinner you'd have at home. It's amazing what you can do camping. Just a bit of foil, throw it all in, stick it on the firebox. And doing it like this, we're no washing up, will there? So I'm going to enjoy this, sitting here by the fire. What could be better? I would never have known it's possible to have a lovely roast dinner and sit by the fire at sub-zero temperatures, and I'm lovely and warm, very comfortable. It's so satisfying. This is probably as old as the hills, isn't it? Sitting by a fire, keeping warm. I mean, without a fire it would be, you couldn't really camp out here tonight and have a nice time. I mean, you have to have a fire if you're sleeping outside sub-zero. And with the fire, it just keeps your spirits high, keeps you warm. The legs are warm, the feet are warm. I've got a quilt at the back, but it's just, you know, this would be a miserable camp without this fire. But because it's dry and because I can have a fire here reasonably safely, it's fine. And I can even sleep in a cardboard box later, I think, because I'll be going to bed warm. And that's the thing, if you go to bed warm, as soon as I get in that sleeping bag, I'll be cozy. But if I get in that sleeping bag cold, it's not going to be comfortable. So I've got a lot of things to do. The football's tonight. I haven't stayed home to watch the football. I thought I'd do this instead, but I can still listen to it on the radio and still enjoy it, but in different surroundings. Got the fire really going now, as you can see. I'm using this heat reflector. Just feels like you're sitting in a living room now, but you've got to keep it really hot. It soon dies down, and I'm using a big log there, probably too big. This is a piece of fat wood which I've got here, just to really get that going. If you didn't have the fat wood, that wouldn't burn on this wood stove. But these pieces of fat wood are quite cheap to buy. Got a big box, and of how much it was. It wasn't that much, and burns a treat. And ideal for a night like this. But as you can see, I've got lots of pieces of wood, some smaller pieces. These are probably too big for this, but I didn't chop this here. I brought all this in because it's nice and dry. Everything else is so wet. So just enjoying the fire. I know it's not hot tent camping, but it's difficult to beat. For a £20 Luxada wood stove and a little bit of insulation, a little bit of insulation reflector, definitely feels like a hot tent sat here without all that expense. Having fun playing with fire. Who doesn't like playing with fire? So this is a fire log that I've got going next to this other piece of wood. The fire log is just like a torch. It's like a Roman candle or something. It's giving out so much light. We've got a full moon now, and now we've got this. I'm really a bit concerned I might be giving myself away here, but everybody's watching the football, so don't suppose anybody's really bothered about me. But I'm totally lit up here. I'll just show you what it looks like. So as I sit here relaxing by the fire, lovely and warm, I just wanted to wish you all a happy Christmas. You'll see this video, I think, the week before Christmas. So I want to wish you all a happy Christmas to you and your loved ones. I hope you have a lovely holiday. It's that time of year when we start to reflect on the year that we've just had. Each time I go on these day trippers, I always think, well, I'm too busy, I'm too tired. It's not always convenient, but when I look back at the end of the year and look at the videos and look what I was blessed to actually experience, I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful to be able to share them with you. So once again, thanks very much. Really has been a great year, and I look forward to so many new things next year. I've learned so much this year, but I'm looking forward to next year and many new experiences that I would like to share with you too.
Also, I think out of all the quarterfinals, this has been the most enthralling out of them. Really two good, well-matched teams. Shaw now takes it on. Antelope whips it across. Oh, just wide. Saka was arriving. Hernandez was there. Second missed penalty, making the difference.
It's already icy on top of the cardboard box onto the tarp. Hard frost. So I'm going to get in there soon. Good night. The good thing about a cardboard box is that it blocks out all light, so you can have a light inside. So I've got a little lamp. It's a bit creaky if I move, but it's not bad in here and warm. And then out the front door, which is wide open, got the moon. So I think I'm going to go inside the bivvy because it could be a bit frosty on my head otherwise, and then get my head down for the night. So I look forward to seeing you in the morning. Good night. So good morning, it's 6 o'clock. My cardboard box collapsed, so I was covered in cardboard for probably most of the night, but I still slept, believe it or not. I slept at least quite a few hours, so I feel great this morning. The temperature went down when I checked to at least -4 degrees Celsius. Who knows, could have been more, but I don't want to exaggerate. That's what the official temperature seems to have been. It's probably about that now as well. The whole shelter's collapsed. Basically the tape just, I suppose, deteriorates in the temperature. So when the temperature goes down to sub-zero, the tape just loses its adhesion and then the thing collapses. So they've got piece of the cardboard box and all my stuff inside, so I start to break it out and start to take it down. It's so nice on these really cold, crisp winter mornings. So it was a great camp. I was really warm all night. There's only a couple of times I felt like a little bit of a draft come through, but apart from that, once my body temperature had warmed up the sleeping bag, it was absolutely fine in there, and my feet were warm. The fire kept me warm the whole night, so I learnt a lot. Actually, this is the coldest I've ever camped. Sub-zero, at least -4. You can see the cars, look, and it's quite unusual for us. 7:23. I'll be home at 7:30. It's a reasonable time, and then I'll head back and pick up the cardboard and my other bag of firewood. I won't leave any mess there, don't worry. Wouldn't be very wise, would you, to leave all that cardboard, especially when it's got your name and address on it. Not that I would do that, obviously. Thanks for watching this one. Have a lovely Christmas. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I'm making lots more videos like this, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. So bye for now.